Nigerians resisted British colonization from the beginning. Military resistance, tax revolts, religious uprisings, and intellectual opposition all preceded formal political nationalism. Military resistance was the first form of opposition. The Benin Punitive Expedition 1897, Benin's military fort but was overwhelmed by British firepower. George of Apobo, the trading king of Apobo in the Niger Delta, actively protected his commercial position against British traders. In 1887, the British consul tricked him onto a British ship and deported him to the West Indies where he died. Nana of Itsekiri, another Delta trading chief who refused to comply with British trade demands, his stronghold was captured in 1894. The Satari Revolt 1906, a modest Islamic uprising in Sokoto that briefly defeated a British force before being crushed. The ABA Women is Riots, also called Ogo Omonwanyai, the Women is War, were a mass uprising in November and December 1929. Cause, a rumor spread that the British planned to tax women. Igbo women, who had never been taxed, resented both the proposed tax and the warrant chief system. Women mobilized across the southeastern provinces in tens of thousands, attacking warrant chief premises, native court buildings, and European stores. British troops opened fire, killing approximately 50 women. The riots led to the abolition of the warrant chief system and reforms to native courts. Not all resistance was military. Intellectual resistance, educated Nigerians wrote articles, pamphlets, and books criticizing colonial rule. Herbert Macaulay, grandson of Bishop Ajayi Crowther, used his newspaper to criticize colonial policy. He founded the Nigerian National Democratic Party in 1923. Religious resistance, independent African churches broke away from mission churches, combining Christianity with African practices. The African Church Movement and the Cherubim and Seraphim, founded in 1925, were expressions of African Christian identity outside European control. Colonial taxation was a major source of grievance. The direct tax was resented because it compelled people to earn cash by working for Europeans or selling crops at disadvantageous prices. Tax collectors used coercive methods. Tax assessment was seen as the first step to taxing women, hence the 1929 revolt. Ajemo Massacre 1914, in Abeokuta, the Egba people clashed with colonial forces over water rates. Adubi War 1918, the Egba people of Abeokuta rose in revolt against colonial rule, attacking railway stations and telegraph lines before being suppressed. Resistance to colonial rule is significant for several reasons. It shows that colonialism was not accepted passively, Nigerians fought it at every stage. Resistance shaped colonial policy. The ABA Women is Riots led to real reforms. It created a tradition of political activism that fed into the nationalist movement. Resistance also contributed to the training of political leaders. Many future nationalists were inspired by the history of resistance. Women's political activism in the colonial period is directly connected to women's roles in contemporary Nigerian politics. Forms of resistance. Military, Benin 1897, Georgia of Apobo 1887, Nana of Itsekiri 1894, Satari Revolt 1906. Mass uprising, ABA Women is Riots 1929, tax rumor, warrant chiefs, 50 women killed, warrant chief system abolished. Intellectual, Herbert Macaulay, newspapers, NNDP 1923. Religious, African independent churches, African Church Movement, Cherubim and Seraphim 1925. Tax revolts, Ajemo Massacre 1914, Adubi War 1918 Abeokuta. Significance, resistance shaped colonial policy, inspired nationalism, created activist tradition. This is Light Tech Academy, quality education for every Nigerian student.